All right, guys, welcome back. Part 3. Took a while, had some stuff we had to do, wrap some stuff up, and let's get right back in it. All right, he continues to say, if she only experiences casual comfort and enjoyment, you're just going to wind up being her friend, her big brother, and maybe her therapist, which is the worst thing of all. However, if she only experiences lust, arousal, or desire, she may scare herself out of the seduction. Guys, we know we don't want to be in the friend zone, all right? And I would hope most of us, normal, rational, non-psychopathic people, don't want her to be afraid and scared and everything else, all right? The problem with the nice guy is he only gets the dull states. Now think about that. The problem with the nice guy, he only gets the dull states. You hear it all the time, nice guys finish last, and in a lot of ways they do. The problem with the player is that the player only gets the wild, crazy states. Absolutely. All right. My whole life has been littered with thinking that, you can play the field with all these different people and you're going to wind up with quality when all you wind up with is crazy ass quantity. All right. Absolutely true. Unless he can get her to act on it right then and there, he's going to get buyer's remorse, which means 1 night stand, great. 2 night stand, awesome. 3 night stand, eh. And then after that, you're like, what have I done? So basically, that's the buyer's remorse part of it. That's why when you go out to meet people at a bar, you should cap it at 24 hours that you actually know that person after the bar. Normally, I mean, it sounds terrible, but bars are designed for people that are desperate or they're nymphomaniacs or maybe, they're just alcoholics that like to, do whatever. So, we want to learn to create balance of states, that unique combination and recipe that's going to get her to open her legs, be happy she did it, and open her heart and everything else too. This is Ross Jeffries, all right? Again, the Yahoo, all right. Speed seducers ask different questions, he says. Let me just say that the kinds of questions you will ask will structure the kind of thinking you can do and how far you can think about a subject and how you think about a subject further. That in turn will determine the behavioral choices you have. You really need to watch the questions you ask yourself. That paragraph could have been left out of this damn book. That made no sense whatsoever. It was a roller coaster of the tongue. Some of the biggest breakthroughs in human thought, science, and progress happened because people asked different questions. People took the common assumptions and said, what if they're not true? People have been doing that since caveman times. When Albert Einstein created his theory of relativity, the common assumption back then was that there was no infinite speeds. You could keep accelerating, and there were fixed frames of reference. Space was like a blank fixed canvas against which all activity took place. Again, no need for this damn paragraph. This is a book on speed seduction. Why are we talking about Albert Einstein? He ain't sexy. But Einstein said, wait a minute, what if it's not true? What if there are no fixed frames of reference? What if there's infinite speed in the universe and that the speed of light and everything else came from that? Again, speed seduction, Albert Einstein, this shit's reading like the Flash episode on the CW. What the hell? All right. I want to begin to ask a different set of questions about women. As you do this, you will begin to see the old questions that you keep you stuck in your ways. It's common to get pissed off when you first learn and see how brainwashed you were and how you've been held down, fooled, and tricked. I know what he's getting at here, and most of what I think he's going to say is true. So, I understand. Put the anger aside if it comes up and just ask. Learn to ask different questions. Ask the questions that empower you and open up possibility. It is chumps versus champs. All right, that's retarded. Yeah. There's a phrase, if you're familiar with the seduction community, called AFC, Average Frustrated Chump, which I coined all the way back in 1988. Most of you were never even alive in 1988 when he wrote his first book. How to Get the Women You Desire into Bed. Yes, that's one of his books. A down and dirty guide to dating and seduction from a man who is fed up with being Mr. Nice Guy. Again, does that look like a nice guy? I mean, take a look. Put a beard on him. some crooked glasses. That could be a guy that drives a van looking for people to get into his van. Okay. The AFC is just the average frustrated chump. All right. He's the guy who's been programmed without question, like a good soldier, to think in terms of the dating game and frame. He's the guy who asks himself, how can I ask her out? How can I get her to go out with me? Where should I take her? When do I make my move? What if she doesn't like me? How can we get lucky tonight? What if I get lucky? Will I get lucky? Please, 20-somethings out there, please tell me the translation of what I just said. I'm sure you're not asking yourself about luck, all right? Hopefully in 2023, kids are not saying, can I get lucky? Can I please get lucky? Please tell me in the comment section how that is going now for people. As you can see, these are questions that presuppose a lot of things that are really not useful. The chump's question implies certain things. Let's go through these line by line, item by item. As I do so, I want you to think about this and identify through your own experience how you see the truth of it. I want you to really get this. First and foremost, the chump's questions assume that he should focus first on behavior. It's about what he does and what he wants to get her to do, rather than the emotions he wishes to create. Not much to say there yet. Right then and there, out of the gate, he's cutting himself off from the key, most important understanding that he could possibly have, and the most important tool, his point of leverage into that women's experience. Right out the gate, he's dropping his sword before he ever enters into battle. Again, bunch of words. He's not really drawing any points here on this. Another assumption is that a date or formal meeting where some third party is going to provide entertainment, food or gifts, or some kind of distraction is the best or only method to find a suitable female sex partner. You may think, of course, what else is there? There's a lot else. But when you've been programmed to only think in those terms, then you're just going to screw it up. All right? I'm going to add something later on this fact, but not right now. All right? We're not going to talk about this right now. Another assumption that a chump's question implies or assumes is that he has to be supplicant. He has to seek the woman's favor. He has to ask her out. He has to worry about whether she's going to reject him. He has to worry about how to win her over. Okay, well, that's pretty normal. That's been going on since the dawn of time. And you should want to impress the person that you're going out on a date with, men or women. So, yeah. He says, this one really bugs me. It's the assumption that the outcome is really a matter of chance. Will he get lucky? Will he get some? Where is the implication of you having any choice or control or any real predictable input or outcome? I've used this illustration. You're getting on a plane to go from Israel to China. All right? Middle of Earth to the eastern part of Earth. Okay. As you're getting on the plane, you lean into the cockpit and say to the pilot, how are you going to make sure we get to China? He looks at you and says, I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky. And he means it. Or he says, we'll try something. I'll make my move once I'm halfway there. You'd get off that plane. I want to suggest to you that your love life and all the ego issues related to sex and being attractive is at least as important as flying the friendly skies. If you felt like a loser in the dating game, it was never designed for you to win. It's not designed for you to win. It is. We all know someone that is married with kids. Maybe they're happy. Maybe they're sad. Maybe they're probably not telling you the truth and they wear this mask of happiness. All right. But in the end, yeah, it's designed for people to win. It's not even really designed for winners or losers. It's just the design of love. So I don't know what he's talking about here, guys. And yeah. People say, what about Brad Pitt? Brad Pitt seems like such a nice guy. Listen, if I was Ross Jeffries, the incredibly good-looking, internationally famous, fabulously wealthy movie star, hold on, here he is, okay, talking about what if. All right, cool. I could act differently and do different things. I could think a different way and be really successful with women. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're not Brad Pitt or someone of that status. Guys, he's right there. Brad Pitt's not watching this. No one that even remotely seems like Brad Pitt is reading this or watching that, this, that. All right, none of this. So he's right there. Some simple words of truth. Although you might be surprised when guys don't know how to exert the right kind of influence and control, even they get burned. The stories of very powerful, wealthy men, movie stars, captains of industry, and famous politicians who can't control it in the bedroom and get brought down by women are too numerous to relate. I don't think you need me to tell you that. Also, guys, I'm going to stop for a minute. I want you to realize something. People like Brad Pitt, all right? This book is a bit outdated, so he's using people like Brad Pitt. He's getting older. But your Channing Tatums, your Hemsworth brothers, whoever the current person is, we have a tendency of assuming, oh my God, this person can get anyone they want. And I want to point something out. If you can get anyone you want, what's the problem for that? Why do you think that that's not as good as it may seem to the normal person? I mean, think about it for a minute, because the answer is simple. If I can walk out my door, go anywhere down the street, be easily recognizable, and pick up any girl that I find attractive, it sounds great. But at the end of the night, you lay there and wonder, why does this person care about me? Your self-worth starts teeter-tottering like a seesaw of, are they with me for my money? And you'll convince yourself that, yeah, everyone's there for your money and that you can't find true love. So you get excitement in the beginning, you get confusion in the middle, and then you have like self-doubt and self-loathing toward the end of this type of behavior, all right? Which is funny because it's very similar to the average person on a date anyway. You get excitement in the beginning, puppy love. You get confusion in the middle, first stages of a relationship. And then you have self-loathing about yourself throughout the relationship. That's usually when the 3 or 4 kids come along. So people's lives that we see are relative to our own life. And that's why we feel like, oh my God, Brad Pitt gets it all. But no one stops to realize the Brad Pitts of the world would look at us and be like, I want some of that. I want to be able to walk outside and no one knows who I am. We don't think about that. We just have all these people in our head thinking, oh my God, it must be awesome to be like them, when in turn, secretly, they desire to have what we have. Okay? Yeah. In any kind of social mechanism where lots of people are losing, you need to look for where the money is going. Who benefits from the dating game? Women get lots of free meals. That's true. And drinks. The entertainment industry, the restaurant industry, the flower industry, the gift industry, all benefit. God help you if you're really a loser, the diamond industry benefits. It goes on and on. Okay? Here's a key speed seduction rule. You should write these rules down on flashcards, or what I like to call the smartphone. All right? Just put it in your smartphone. Don't go buy 99-cent flashcards at Walmart. Keep them by your bedside and go through them every night. Tattoo them on the inside of your eyelids. He's not literal here. So don't start tattooing your eyelids with fuck girls. All right? Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Because these rules are crucial. All right? We're going to cover the rest of this. Excuse me. We're going to cover the rest of this in the next part, because this is a good stopping point here. And, hopefully you're enjoying going through this wacko's book. All right. It's crazy. I've read the whole thing, but it was years ago. I just can't believe that anyone thought it was a good idea to publish stuff like this. All right. Thank you, guys. Like, subscribe, leave comments down below. Let me know where I need to go, what I'm doing good at, what I'm doing bad at, all those good things. And yeah, we'll be back for part 4 shortly. Ciao.